and money. But another big problem we have is people don't want to give up those wonderful little boutique programs that they had to go to a bigger thing. Nobody wants to give up anything here.
Ms. Malik, I think you were. Oh, you know what? Actually, Mr. Carroll, did you want to jump in on that answer before?
Well, I did want to mention, in addition to what Mrs. O'Neill said and what Mr. Barclay asked, the RM program continues to stand as a program for students whose needs can't be easily met at their local high school. So the difference you see at the RM program is not that they're doing so much more than all the other IB programs, it's the depth of the detail that they offer. So all of our IB programs have the same standard. They've all met the same IB requirements. They've all gone through the authorization process. They all are reviewed every 5 years by the IB. They all have to send in their exams for moderation. All the teachers have to be trained to a certain extent. So that is a standard. All the courses, such as theory of knowledge, have to be offered. The community service requirements must be met. At RM, what you get are an additional number of courses that are specifically offered at RM that we can't offer at other schools due to the size of the program. And you have a depth of the teaching field that has more experience with IB and is working with a group of students who we've said through our application process their needs can't be met easily at the local school.
Did you want to speak to the issue of the AP-IB
comparison? You know, I think that's something I'm going to ask Chris to talk about that. Chris has a lot of experience on teaching both courses and having students take both exams.
The AP-IB comparison, I could probably speak to the math part more so. With the IB, there are they have to take, for the diploma, they have to, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe, 3 higher level, they've a standard level courses, a certain number they have to pass, and they have to pass a certain number of higher level courses, and I believe it's 3 for the higher level. So students choose, and they have guidance throughout the way with their coordinator. Obviously, with the IB higher level math, if the students who choose to take the IB higher level math as one of their higher level IB courses, the AP BC calculus is a prerequisite. So they're going to have that AP BC calculus, then do the IB higher level math. So it kind of just, technically the IB higher level math is a 2-year course. About 2/3 of the school worldwide teach it in the reverse order that we do, and about 1/3 of the schools worldwide do the order in which BCC does in many schools in Montgomery County, where we have so many students with the push to get Algebra 1 by 8th grade. We have so many students taking AP Calculus before their senior year. That's where my first year at BCC 8 years ago, we didn't have a higher level course. So now we've added that higher level course. So higher level courses are continually being added on. So a lot of the higher level courses, AP courses, are actually not so much so in the math, but are somewhat of a prerequisite. So they kind of do complement each other pretty well in that respect, if that answers your question.
I was picking up on what Mrs. Meal had asked.
Okay. If I would just add briefly to that, I've spoken also to lots of students who had the choice of AP or IB, and the point about electives that somebody brought up is very important. Musicians in particular really want to continue with their music, and they can't fit it all in. And so the AP courses give them opportunities for the higher level because they can do it course by course according to their interest.
Ms. Malik?
First of all, I want to echo the words of Mr. Barkley and saying thank you to the student for coming out today and sharing your opinion. It was really neat to hear about your project, so thank you for that. I have a long list of questions, but you just answered one of them, so thank you. First of all, on the map, I think there's 3 purple dots that don't have an IB program near them. Is that the consortium, or what do those students do?
This one way up here is Key, which goes to Springbrook.
Okay.
It's part of the Northeast Consortium.
Okay.
This one way down here is Westland, which goes to BCC, just geographically different. And this one is Silver Spring International, which is part of the Down County Consortium.
So all students who take the middle years program have the opportunity to go down, to go to the IB program.
Right.
Okay, just checking.
We give you one more before we turn around.
Okay, then I'll make this one good. So I saw the AP fair in the video, and I thought that was such a neat idea when she was talking about how she had 400 students taking AP exams the first year, and then, she said a couple years later she's under 1,000, which is huge. I'm just curious, aside from the AP fair, how do other schools draw students into their programs, their IB programs, their AP classes? How is this drastic change occurring?
I think the change is occurring through school-wide programs and also word of mouth. I mean, I think you'll agree that many students talk to their friends and they find out about these courses. They hear from older brothers and sisters who've gone out to college, as Dr. Weiss said, who found out that they are well prepared for their studies. And we as a system have emphasized high expectations and rigor, and we've discussed the importance of it with all students. So that many schools have clubs. I mentioned the Minority Scholars at WJ, which many schools have duplicated, and other kinds of groups of students. Also, teachers and students visit classes during registration process and explain what